All right, good morning from Lima, Peru. We got in last night about 10 o'clock, took a nap, had breakfast. Now we're heading out to explore Miraflores, which is where we're staying for the next 2 days while we're here in Lima. Right in here in the middle of Miraflores, they've got an archaeological site. We're going to go check that out. So there are a number of different neighborhoods in the Lima area. The two that we're going to be focusing on are Miraflores and Barranco. And right now we're checking out Miraflores. So far it's very nice. It's quiet. What else have you noticed? Colorful. Quiet and bustling. Busy, but quiet. So right now we're trying to find out how to get into this archaeological site, Huaca Pucllana. So far we walked around pretty much the entire outside of it and have not found the entrance yet.
Nice little walk.
Yeah. Once we got into the site, we had to wait about 15 minutes for our tour to start, and then the whole tour itself only takes about an hour. They do have multiple tours in multiple different languages. They all start at different times, so you may not start your tour immediately after you get there. Something else to keep in mind, and we did not take into consideration, is that Lima has some of the highest UV ratings in the world, and this site is in a large open area with very little shade. So something to keep the sun off of you might be a good idea. So we finished our tour of Huaca Pucllana. It was a good way to spend about an hour, hour and a half. It is a guided tour and you're required to have a guide. However, the guide is included in your entrance fee, which is actually not that much. It was 15 soles per person, which comes out to about $4, give or take. So,
and over 60, it's free.
Yeah, if you're over 60, if you're a student
And a professor.
Or an archaeologist or a professor, yeah, you get some sort of discount, but we are none of those, so I couldn't tell you what the discount is, but those are available. But it was interesting learning about this place. It's part of the Lima culture, which is different, or the Lima civilization, which is different than the Incan civilization. It predates the Incan civilization by about 1,000 years, is what our guide said. So that was really kind of interesting to hear about, and just kind of how all the cultures came to be.
Learned about the fact that it doesn't rain here.
Yeah, they said 20 millimeters of rain a year on average.
It's about what,
2 centimeters roughly, so not even an inch of rain. Now that we've finished our tour, we're heading off to see if we can find an ATM so we can pull some cash. We didn't exchange any money before we came, so we'll see how that goes. We did try to exchange money or to pull cash at the airport last night, but the 2 ATMs they had kept rejecting cards, and it wasn't just ours. It was everybody that was trying to pull cash. So we currently don't have any soles. So we're gonna see if we can go find some soles, and then we're gonna explore a little bit more. So we were able to get some soles at the ATM, and then we kind of headed down towards the beach, which is where we are now. So we're just gonna walk along here and see what there is to see. We've been watching people windsurf, and you can kind of see them out there. Currently on what's known as the Malecon, or the walkway above the ocean here in Miraflores. And it runs right alongside a park and right along the Miraflores neighborhood. So you get good views of the ocean. People windsurfing.
This has a Miami vibe.
Which it does. It kind of has that South Beach feel.
South Beach.
Malecon, you can find one of the famous parks known as Lover's Park. And it's the one with the statue of the sailor and the girl kissing. It also has the fence with the love locks on it. So if that's something you want to do, you're more than welcome to go ahead and purchase a lock from people standing there, and happy to sell you a lock that you could place on the fence. We did not choose to do that, but we did continue on, and now we're going to walk down, hopefully, to the actual beach. As you may notice, it's very cloudy today, and that is very normal. We found out this morning during our tour that usually through the months of about April through November, it's cloudy here in Lima with very little sunshine. So it kind of started out partly cloudy, partly sunny this morning, and then the clouds really pushed in, and it's been cloudy ever since. And looking at the weather for the next few days, looks like that's what we're going to expect, or get to expect. So no clear days or sunny days and blue skies for us on this trip, but that's okay. So one thing Lima is known for is surfing, and now that we've made it down to the beach, there are little surf shops or little surf tents all pretty much up and down along the whole beachfront here. So if you want to learn to surf, they've got surfing classes for people who don't know how to surf, and you can rent surfboards if you already know how to surf. So I'm trying to talk Alex into doing that, but she's not committed yet. But there are a bunch of people already out in the water. Haven't tested the water to know how cold it is. I'm assuming not warm since everybody is wearing wetsuits, but that's just me. But that is something to do, along with the Paris, or the windsurfing that we saw up at the top along the Malecon. So we pretty much walked the whole length of the beach. We're going to walk back in through Barranco, and here in about an hour we're going to head to a food tour in the Barranco neighborhood. So we'll take you guys along for that. But so far, it's been pretty good. We're just going to continue walking and see what there is to see. It's been a pretty cheap day, honestly. We might stop and get something to drink. I really do want to kind of try a pisco sour, so we may stop and try one of those before we head out on our food tour. I don't know. We don't really have a whole lot planned other than just seeing what we can do today. Should be pulling up to our food tour here any minute. Barranco is much different looks-wise than Miraflores. It has more of a colonial style to it. Reminds me a lot of Key West, Sanibel, Uruguay, Colonia del Sacramento, all of those places. So far, very nice. Maybe not as clean as Miraflores, but we'll see. So we're gonna get started on our food tour here, and hopefully, fingers crossed, try some good foods. We'll see. Oh look, there's Alex, taking a picture. Something, she's so happy to be here. So we're gonna do a full tasting of food today, starting with breakfast foods and then ending with dinner. I'm excited. There are some foods that I wanted to try, some drinks I want to try. So we just finished up our food tour. Alex is still finishing up her ice cream, or her gelato, not ice cream.
Aldado.
Helado. Hidalgo is a horse. Helado. But we didn't have helado, we had gelato. So now we have about a 3-mile walk back to the hotel from Barranco to Miraflores. So we're gonna get on with that. Like I said before, it was a decent food tour. I don't know if I've had better or worse.
I think it was fun. I actually liked it better than some of the ones we've done.
Well, the only other two we've done are
I like it better than India.
Yeah, well, the other two we did were in India, so that doesn't really count. But this one was with a group, which was different. I don't know if I prefer a group or a private tour. That being said, the cost of this was about $75 per person. A little bit on the expensive side, if you ask me, but it's personal opinion. So today we didn't maybe get to do as much as we wanted. We haven't even scratched the surface here of what there is to see around here in Lima.